practitioner, both at headquarters and in the field, what I have not realized that really, and as we all know, most of us in international relations, your foreign policy is as dynamic as your domestic policy. If you cannot look after your citizens the way they should be looked after, you cannot be a big man outside. Nobody will take you seriously. At that time when we were in Southern Africa, it was because we were strong. They respected us. I was in England when they introduced the visa. Before then, any Nigerian can take. If I used to tease them when we went to meet people arriving on Nigeria Airways or even British Airways. At that time, they had British Caledonia. When they arrived, they just take their bag and they didn't have to take visa. I happened to be working at the High Commission in London when they called us to say they were going to impose visa on Nigeria. And why? I think after SAP, things became a bit difficult, and when the British realized that they had to look after all those British workers, all those Nigerians who are apparently themselves as British citizens, but were actually just bringing money from Nigeria and spending it. They didn't mind. The day they started coming to claim the advantages or whatever, I don't know what to call it, the rights and privileges of British citizens, they started questioning how genuine a citizen are you. The crux of what I'm trying to say is that, look, we can only be strong when we have a strong army, when our people are doing well, when we are not a liability to anyone. The Americans know the Chinese are coming, and they are more or less imposing everything on everybody. We are tolerating them because they are stronger than we are. If they are also that strong, even within our sphere of influence in Africa, but when you go there and you are not respected, you cannot influence anything, and that's just the bottom line. As far as friendship is concerned, in the diplomatic circle they said you have permanent interests and not permanent friends. Somebody is your friend today because of what they can take from you, your personal interest. But that's also what is wrong with Africa. They protect theirs at the expense of their countries. And that is why these people, they are so used to having their way with our leaders. I don't want to say they are all like that, but mostly. That's why they feel that the administration, I don't know exactly how it was phrased, I want to be properly quoted. Way forward, I guess, when it was under President. The first person to talk during the campaign, there was no clear-cut foreign policy for discussion. The Ambassador Gani had just said that they invited people, they didn't come. They all went to Chatham House, so they are going to do. What is the foreign policy of the NPC? We don't know it. So what are you presenting? What are you preparing? When I heard that President Bola Tinubu has been appointed, elected, or I don't know, elected, chairman of ECOWAS, I thought, what is he going to implement?